Welcome to the StockMiner.com studios. I'm your StockMiner Brian Johnson, and another slow, boring day in the markets. Is it ever going to end? Will the markets ever move again? That's what I posted in my at the top of my newsletter here. Yes, they will. It's coming. You gotta have patience. These are times that will absolutely drive a trader crazy. So the video will be very short as in content, but we will talk a little bit about the overall markets themselves here a little bit and just discuss. We're going to see something coming in the next week. We talked, or at least I talked, at the last weekend about the fact that these could just wander up to sideways up until the elections. And right now, that's exactly what it looks like might happen. Just end up sideways to up a little bit until after the elections, QE2, all the other stuff is blown over, and then we'll see if the markets do decide to make a more major move. We always have to be prepared for a move either sharp to the upside or sharp to the downside. So you never want to leave that kind of mentality, but at the same time, keep in mind that this can just wander forever. Look what we did today. Remember this symmetrical triangle I talked about that was forming yesterday? Still there. We have not broken it. It's still just wandering along here. From a daily perspective, we are just right here hanging above that 20-day, which is one of my marks to watch. Right here is the 20-day. You can see this as it is. It's just a pullback. Has to be viewed as just a pullback. That is still a more neutral to bullish view from the market side of things. Okay. Then moving on to the NASDAQ from a 60-minute, we have not even broken, nor have we even sniffed this blue line in how long? Maybe since back here. Then again back here. So the NASDAQ still very, very strong in the markets today, even though everything ended up pretty much flat on the day itself. Most, like all of the indices did. Dow up 0.04%, S&P down 0.04%, and the NASDAQ straight up break even, going nowhere. Very, very tedious to watch, extremely difficult to trade if you're trying to trade in this environment. Look at this monster run by the NASDAQ. But as long as it holds up here, yes, we can go a bit higher. Even notice that the volume has been picking up as we've crept upwards. We can evaluate that in one of a couple different ways, but you have to give it to this area down here. The volume is continuing to kind of pick up as it crawls upwards, at least for the time being. NASDAQ from a weekly managed it. It did it. We waited till the end of Friday, and look what the weekly candles did. They all closed higher, and this one, once again, pushing higher. Now above this area here, watch that close when we start the pullback, whenever that will be. SPX on that 60-minute showing it's still in its symmetrical triangle as well, going nowhere today. A high of 1185 and a low of 1179. A 6-point move all day. Yawn. Walk the dog. We've been having actually pretty nice weather here, so it was a good day to be out and doing other stuff today. Daily, moving sideways, still a high base. We've had wicks up, wicks down. I said giving us opportunities to maybe day trade. But today, there's no trading to be done today. We're going to wait and see what happens coming into early next week, but don't be surprised if we stay between this 1170 and maybe even the 1196 or 1200 area and just kind of wander sideways over the next few days, up and into the elections. From a weekly, closed higher, but yet you can see right at the 200-week moving average, still at the 200-week moving average. So we could see a pullback from here. Anything's possible. We won't know until that candle next week has closed. VIX on a daily, still within the falling wedge. Look at this. Hit, well, we can start right back here. Hit, run away. Hit, run away. Hit, twice, run away. Now we're right back up to it. We had a slice through it, but we're not able to get through it. We did not cross the 2350 line, so still no fear in the markets. Weekly doing the same thing, showing that it's holding as well in this this falling wedge. So we could, it's anybody's guess. Every time it's hit the top, it's reversed and gone the other direction. Still has to be looked at coming into next week. If the markets move higher, that's exactly what this thing will do, is pull back even a little bit further. Apple on a 60 wandering around, but showing us our first chink in the armor. could maybe change this line, but I don't want to. I like this lower line right where it's at. Coming below, not getting to or below the 300 mark, but it's starting to wind its way down there. As you can see, we did finally break this blue line. Had a couple opportunities to hold and bounce up. Did not do that. Chose to wander through it. Right back to, and now closing for the first time below the 20-day moving average. We have not seen that in many moons, going all the way back to September. So, watching Apple closely. Overall, still just a pullback at this point, but we break 300 and then ultimately 295. That could mean something a little bit more sinister within Apple. The weekly, though, looks great. That's just a pullback. Yeah, it's a move from 300 to 319 over 2 weeks. 19 points, 18 points is a lot in one stock, but it's not when you're $300 a share. That's nothing. So Apple pulling back ever so slightly. This is still a bullish pullback until otherwise proven. FAS, this is easy. Nowhere today. Sideways. From a daily, still stuck in this symmetrical triangle we've been tracking. No breaks one way or the other. FAZ, same type of thing, moving sideways all day, holding the 200 on the 60-minute, and then on a daily right down here into a falling wedge. So there you have it, guys. No breaks up or down for either one of FAS, FAZ. Hope you've got other things to play. The Dow sideways, S&P sideways, NASDAQ sideways. No trading going on today as everybody awaits next week's elections and the QE2 next week. All right, and we will wait for the exact same thing. I'll be back with you again on Sunday. I'm going to draw in a few more lines, give you guys something else to be watching coming into the new week of trading. Have a great weekend and see you on Sunday. Bye.